Magic. All right, very good. Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls, to War Never Changes, your weekly video game podcast. We have a lot to talk about today. We got Halo, we got Ubisoft, we got Bethesda, and we got Nintendo. Who are we? My name is Jim. Of course, you know me, but the guy I love introducing, actually the only guy I ever introduced on this show, is 50 caliber Phil McCracken. Look at that. Look at that shirt, that look, nice combed beard, nice combed hair. It looks like $1,000,000. He really looks fascinating.
If I look like a million, you look like a penny.
That's right. I was going to do something with my hair, and I did. I went like this.
You look like $1 billion, buddy.
Boom. Well, listen, Phil. I have so many things to talk about this week. As unlike last week, we actually have topics to talk about today. I know. I know. There's a lot of stuff going on. I am going to guess, because you are a hardworking man, looks like you're in another hotel somewhere in the wonderful country we live in. I'm going to guess you probably didn't have a lot of time today to go through the video game news meticulously as I did.
I had no time. I don't know anything that we're going to talk about. You sent me something to look at yesterday, which you just briefly mentioned. I won't say what it is. I haven't even looked that up yet.
No
I will
worries.
say I set my
Yes.
Xbox up and tested my internet, and I'm
And
a full 14 up and 13 down.
wow, so you being in a hotel and getting 13, you said 14 up. I get 7 up in my house, and I pay like $120 a month for my internet. I get no upload speed at all.
I am a Hilton Diamond member. I get the premium
Whoa.
internet
Is that
access.
what it is? You have like a special access code that only like 3 people get, you and the manager?
No, not even the manager gets it. It's just me.
They put a
Me and
satellite dish outside.
Conrad Hilton was buried with the code. He's the only other one that has it.
The problem is there's no accountability if you're like looking at something you shouldn't be looking at. You're like, hey, it wasn't me. I don't know what pervs are at this hotel. It's like, dude, you're the only guy that has like all the bandwidth. Remember, Phil, incognito mode is your friend. All right, enough of that. Let's talk about some exciting news. I want to start off with Halo. And actually, I want to say this. There are 2 major Xbox stories today. 2 major Xbox stories. 0 PlayStation stories. 1 in between and 1 Nintendo. So just to give you a little spread of what to expect coming up. I want to talk about Halo. And I want to we texted a little bit about this. This rumor has grown significant legs since I told you. I have now seen, it could be forged, I don't know. I have seen screenshots now of Halo, what they're dubbing internally as Big Team Battle 2.0. This is what I know, and then I will turn to you and I want to hear your thoughts. Big Team Battle 2.0 is going to be the next iteration of Halo multiplayer. It's going to basically be a Battlefield or Star Wars Battlefront style of combat with large amounts of players on each team. I've seen 50 on 50, I've seen 64 on 64, with a giant map to fight upon. Very large, map, lots of objectives, all the different weapons, vehicles that spawn in. And I'm not just talking like the Mongoose and the Warthog. I'm talking about like Pelicans. I'm talking about like big Covenant vehicles. I'm talking maybe even, I don't know, like a Scarab. I don't know. Maybe that's like a legendary drop. I don't know. But I'm talking like huge vehicular combat between both teams. Huge, exciting, for me at least. I want to hear your thoughts on this, and then we'll go
Did you
from
hear
there.
that? Did you hear that thump?
No, but I bet I know what it was.
It's the sound of my dick hitting the bottom of his desk.
That's why I said I know what it was. How would I know that sound though? That's oh yeah, that's Phil's dick.
Don't worry
That's
about it.
all. That's all this week, folks. Have a good night. No,
Dude, I kind of
right?
don't want to talk. I kind of don't want to talk about it because if it doesn't happen, I'm going to
I
be
know,
heartbroken.
dude. I know that's the problem with these rumors.
But
Yeah,
dude, let's pretend that this is a thing, and I'll give you a fair answer.
I love fair answers.
That would blow my mind, especially 64 and 64. Could you imagine all the Phil screaming I'd be doing if I had 64 potential targets to shoot at?
So you know, I don't know if you've played much of either Star Wars Battlefront or of
Nope,
Battlefield,
never.
either of those games.
Battlefield. I've played Battlefield. Never a Star. I don't. I've never really played Star Wars games.
Okay. But they're very similar in the sense that I mean, they're built by the same people. It's pretty much the same engine. The idea is, you know, over
Is
the.
that the is that the Dice engine that you're
Yep.
talking about?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Dice.
know what you're talking about
Yep.
now.
Dice makes the game. The engine is called Frostbite, but it's fine. Whatever. The idea is that you're always doing something. All the sound effects that come from the game are generated in the game, and it's full scale war because at any given time there's people fighting close, far, vehicles dropping in. I think what makes this so interesting to me, and the reason why I feel like this rumor could actually be true, the name itself, Big Team Battle, implies that it's going to be carnage. You and I dabbled a little bit in Warzone on Battlefield, or I'm sorry, on Halo. But if you recall, there was a requisition system in place, and you had to earn cards to unlock guns or vehicles or whatever. But I mean, for me, who played way more than any human being probably should have played. For me, I had everything, and I still have. If I log in now, I could basically summon a scorpion for life. I'll be set for life. Anytime I want a tank, I got a tank. I got mantises. I got it all. But for somebody who's newer, you probably weren't as excited to call in stuff because you knew once when you used it, it was gone, and two, you know, if you were going to die or like you don't want to be reckless with it. So if you did summon a tank, you'd be like way back in the corner because you don't want anyone to shoot you because you want to get your money's worth, right?
Yeah, yeah, but you know that about me. You know that I don't use perks because, like, I'll take a perk to the end of the game with me because I'm afraid to waste it. I'll have 1,000 of them, but I'll be like, if I use one, I only have 999, and then they'll all be gone.
Exactly. I am similar to that as well. I guess in the sense of Halo specifically because I have such a large pile, it doesn't matter. But the idea is taking that ownership of a Scorpion or of a vehicle of your choice. Most people like the tank. And just realizing that it's a throwaway in a sense. Like it's going to spawn in, another one's going to spawn in. So you take it, just go ham, drive it into the enemy base. See if you can just do crazy things with it. That's where Big Team Battle really shines because you spawn in and there's like 4 vehicles right there. Now imagine if there was like 10 or 11 with, you know, flying vehicles and ground vehicles. Like you would just be able to just have fun and just go all out. You wouldn't have to feel like, wait a minute, I want to waste my ammo just yet. You know what I mean? Like that's
Right.
what really excites me more about anything else, that people may play it may make the game more fun because people are going to be more willing to lose them in a sense. You know what I mean?
I'm into it, man. I get what you're saying, and I'm down with that. I'm down with it. Honestly, like, I don't know. Halo's just kind of our thing. Halo's what we first, really truly bonded over and became super close. So I'm just excited to play a new Halo game with you.
Just any Halo. Even if this doesn't exist, you don't care anymore.
Mm, you know that's not true. You know that if they put out a subpar product that I have to pay $60 for, I'm going to be pissed.
You
I
don't.
want it to be good.
Okay. So the idea, and another reason I feel that this is me becoming my own worst enemy in 6 months if this doesn't come to fruition. Um, Another reason I feel that this is true is because with Game Pass, you know that they're going to try to keep getting more money out of you. This has legs, new vehicles, new skins, new maps, new emotes, new whatever. And they're going to drop feed this over time, and they're going to drip feed money from you because most people have Game Pass, so it's going to cost you nothing. And you're just, well, I mean, you already paid for it, but no one thinks like, oh, here's my dollar to Game Pass. Here's my, you've already paid for it. It's done. You just own it now. So
Right.
I feel like even in that sense now, you got to think that this is a great way to keep that train rolling in a fun way, especially in a huge mode like this.
Yeah. No, you're right, dude. Please, please, hero.
I gotta say, Prees Hero, yes. I need this in my life. I want this so bad. When I first heard about it, my mind just raced because I got my start. I won't say my start. A lot of my early videos on my YouTube channel were Halo 5 montages of just me recording gameplay and doing goofy things. I feel like this would just be a highlight reel of just nonsense shenanigans in a way that only Halo could really just have, you could have fun griefing people in Halo, and it's still fun in a sense that like it's fun, it's explosive. Everybody's gonna get their turn at the tank. Everybody's gonna get to fly around. Maybe you could be a pilot. Maybe you could be a driver of a warthog and try to get people in. Maybe they'll add new vehicles. I don't know, man. I'm just my mind races, and we need a win. The Halo community needs a win. 2021 needs a win. This has to happen. It has to happen.
I agree. I agree 100%, dude.
We will see. I haven't heard any news though about when Halo is. They said that they'd have more to announce. They being 343 Industries said they would have more to announce in 2021, and it's been 13 days. Damn it! Where's my news?
It's going to be January 29th, and you're going to be like,
I mean, like, I think the least they could do is tell us something. I don't know. I'm ready. I want this to be the real thing. I need this to be the real thing, and I'm just hopeful that it happens. That's all I could say.
I got you.
Um,
Yeah, man.
Moving on to a non Xbox story, but we will come back to Xbox. Today, LucasArts, which recently redid their logo not too long ago, they're now LucasArts Games, which has a storied history in of itself. I think that could be a whole show of how George Lucas just destroyed his own gaming company with really bad games. They're back. They announced today a partnership with Ubisoft. And they are going to be working on an open world Star Wars game based on the Division 2 engine. And I'm just a glee as I'm playing through Assassin's Creed and eventually Immortals, Phoenix Rising, and as we continue to play through the Division, and as I already played through Far Cry 5, and I'm ready for Far Cry 6, so on and so forth. This is really exciting news for me. What do you think about this?
Dude, an open world Star Wars game sounds fucking amazing. Think about all the bright, like, not even the bright, just think about all the rich environment. Like, the environment is such an impactful part of setting the stage for Star Wars, like feeling like you're in outer space. It looks like an alien environment. Just getting to explore that environment and interact with the diverse, like, plethora of different characters and races and species of people. And like, oh my God, could you imagine if you could pilot a spaceship up into space and go like visit like other planets like No Man's Sky, but with lightsabers?
Yeah, I mean, Ubisoft is really known for their drop in, drop out multiplayer. They are designed to be played alone, but they're obviously more fun with friends. I just think of how cool it would be. You're like, hey, I'm doing a mission on this place, and you just jump in. Not everybody has to be a Jedi. I mean, do you think there is room for non Jedi? Like, could we just all be smuggler types with guns, or
I don't want to. I don't want that. I want a lightsaber.
you have to be a Jedi for this to work, is what you're saying?
I want a lightsaber. Yeah, I want to be powerful. It's like if I didn't want that, I'd just go play No Man's Sky.
Are you saying Chewie is not powerful?
I mean, his crossbow is pretty badass, but of course he's powerful. He's like 9 feet tall. It's just a pure, powerful little
Pure
Wookiee.
meat, raw muscular meat. I don't know. Okay, so when I heard that when it was coming based off the Division 2 engine, now that doesn't mean a whole lot. I mean, Ubisoft does like to recycle a lot of their old engines. So the fact that you're hearing a game, that's fine. I mean, I instantly thought a cover-based shooter because that's what Division is. It's a cover-based shooter, and I'm like, that doesn't work with Star Wars Jedi. Jedi is running around, melee, being an animal with force push and lightning and all that stuff. So to
Right.
me, this does say cover-based, but I could be wrong. I mean, it doesn't mean it has to be.
Right.
I just don't know. Okay, so the problem, and we've been playing through the Division, and to take a little segue here, or kind of bring these two topics together. The Division 2 is a very fun game. It's just chill game. We're having a lot of fun working through it. The enemies are hard, but they're not hard because there's a lot of tactics involved. They're hard because they're bullet spongy, and we get flanked.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So, do you think that if you were in a Star Wars game where you were playing as like a Jedi, do you think that you would want to have fun at like 8 Jedi standing around one guy, like everybody swinging their lightsaber for like 8 minutes till they die? Like, I don't feel like that would work. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't see that. I don't see that being like a game that's like, oh, I really want to play that.
Can I just have my fucking Jedi Star Wars open world game, Jim?
You need to just play Fallen Order. That's good enough. Just play Fallen Order. Get your
I
fill on
haven't.
that. You'll be a Jedi. You'll hate the ending because it sucks, but you'll be a Jedi. It's sort of open worldy. You go around to 4 different planets, and then you're fine. And it's on Game Pass.
Yeah, I guess I need to download that. I don't know. I,
I hear you
I,
though, man. I'm just thinking of
I
the mechanics of the game. That's all I'm thinking about. Do you really want
no,
500 assholes running around like using force push and all that? You think they're just going to be so obnoxious?
I listen. I want to be a Jedi. I don't care about anyone else.
Oh, so you get to be a Jedi and everybody else has to be just like a trash panda. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. What I was interested about when I heard this news was my immediate thought was like, oh, here we go. LucasArts and Star Wars has finally divorced themselves from Electronic Arts, who really has not done very good with the franchise. Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2 plagued with a lot of controversy at launch. And I thought, finally, here we go, another Star Wars game that's coming out that has nothing to do with Electronic Arts, but they quickly commented to say, "Oh, we're not going anywhere. We have more games coming too." So this isn't a true
Right.
divorce from them quite yet, but the door is open.
Right. I gotcha. What do you think about that?
I think that Electronic Arts has really overstayed its welcome when it comes to Star Wars games, and they have just not done. They've really dialed it in terms like they phoned it in essentially. Like they already had a very popular game in Battlefield, and they're like, hey, let's just make Battlefield but with Star Wars people, and they just pasted it over. It was not fun. It was not. I mean, it's okay, but like it lost its excitement very quickly. They didn't really take any chances with any franchise they had. Really, I would say Star Wars Squadrons was probably the best example of that. I know you and I haven't played that yet. That's probably the best example, I think, of them really thinking outside the box. Obviously, Respawn Entertainment, which wasn't part of Electronic Arts, really, they're kind of their own entity. Obviously, with Jedi Fallen Order. But outside of those two games, no, I don't think they've done a good job.
Okay.
So I think I'm ready for somebody else to take the reins.
Okay. Okay.
Are you? I mean, are you saying that you want to give Electronic Arts another chance?
No, no. I want to burn. I want to burn Electronic Arts down. I just was interested in what you thought about it. I didn't know if, like, just for pure nostalgia factor or whatever, that maybe you had like some love for them. I don't know. I think that Electronic Arts is one of the worst companies ever.
The only thing I could say that's redeeming about Electronic Arts is they opened up a new tech studio here in Orlando, which is going to bring a lot of jobs to Orlando, which could potentially lead to more game companies coming to Orlando. They entered a partnership with the city, I think, last year, building a new like tech center right in downtown. So that's
Right.
cool. But in terms of like Star Wars being a game that like Electronic Arts as a company, no, I don't have much. I don't have much to say about them.
Okay.
All right, third story. Moving on. Did you hear about Bethesda? The reason I'm
What
wearing the shirt today.
I mean, you had said something yesterday, but I mean, I think you should tell the people what it is that you're specifically talking about.
Bethesda has announced that Elder Scrolls has been canceled. No, it wasn't this. See if you're paying attention. Bethesda
What
has
a dick.
Bethesda has announced they are working on an Indiana Jones game, executive produced by your boy Todd Howard.
Wow.
Now, I have a litany of questions for you because you are the resident Elder Scrolls expert. I'm a Bethesda super fan. Bethesda, as I've said thousands of times before, my absolute favorite video game company, period. Light years ahead of everyone else. They can do no wrong. I love them. I love Machine Gun Games. I love Arcane Studios. I love everything Bethesda. My question for you, Phil, when you hear Indiana Jones, the video game, what do you need to see?
When I hear Indiana Jones, the video game, what I think of is some shitty 25-hour story mode,
Oh no.
which is just a reproduction of an existing movie with no other content. Basically, like,
Just a port.
yeah, just basically just a port and like shitty graphics, and like
Damn.
Harrison Ford isn't even the voice for some reason.
Okay. Wow. I mean, every possible.
That's what I see. Not with Bethesda. I see like generic gaming company entrusted to do this on the cheap. You just buy it for the love of the IP. When I think of Bethesda, I'm wondering how are they going to make Indiana Jones a 200-hour game? That's-
Do you okay? So does it? Do you want it to be a first-person game or a third-person game? We'll start there.
Indiana Jones has to be a third-person game. You have to be able to observe the environment around you, like
Okay.
boulder coming up behind you or from the side of you. Imagine like you're trying to get you're in some temple for some reason, and because all temples have literally the center of the earth crater in their
They
basement.
do. Yes.
You get down to the basement and there's like three shoots of bamboo that will take you across this great channel, and Indy's got to jump perfectly between them and somehow use his whatever. You can't do that in first person. I don't see this game working as a first person.
Okay.
But then again, a lot of people didn't like to play Skyrim as first
Now
person,
here's my
and I
here's my
did.
okay.
I exclusively played it as first person.
Okay, so that's my question. Are we talking real third person or are we talking shitty Bethesda third person where it's not really third person but it is?
Listen, this is Bethesda. You're gonna get what they're gonna give you.
Robot animations and an off-center camera and there's no unique terrain movement. You have the exact same walking pattern. Ugh. I think they can pull this off. They're working with Machine Gun Games, who is latest game, which I thought was trash, by the way, was the sequel to Wolfenstein, which was like their Wolfenstein, the sequel, and I hated that game. I don't know. Did you play either of those? The first one was phenomenal.
I own them. I did not play them.
Do not play the second one unless you want to just be pissed off at the world because it was really bad. Really bad. Like legit bad. Like there is a moment in the game that I legitimately put down the controller and I was like, okay, when's the real game start? Because it was bad. Um,
It's
it
trash.
was bad. It was bad. I hated it. A lot of people said that they thought it was funny and it's nonsensical. I get it, fighting Nazis over and over again, whatever. But like, it just did not take itself seriously. Now, the one thing that they did well was they did leverage my true loves over at Arcane to help them with some of the level design. And I thought, despite the fact that the core gameplay was not so great, the level design was actually pretty solid. So when I think of an Indiana Jones game, I think of dungeons and I think of caves and temples and treasures and stuff. Multi-layered, very difficult to navigate, and that's where I think Arcane can really lend a hand and shine and make some really phenomenal puzzle type levels that really are head hurters. I like that idea. That's where your 200-hour game comes in, to me at least.
Yeah, I gotcha.
What I worry about is, oh, okay, he's leaving. He's leaving. He doesn't even care anymore. Where's he going? What's this guy doing? He's walking away. He's got a poop.
Thank you.
He's got a poop.
No, thank you. Good. Sorry about that. They wanted to know if room service wanted to know if I need anything. Weird. I've never had them just knock unsolicited like that before. I apologize, everyone. I'm back. It was probably someone trying to rip me off. No big deal.
Was it a guy?
Room service.
Did he? I'm just kidding. Welcome back, Phil.
Like the Tommy Boy scene going through
That's
my
what
head.
I was thinking. I was just getting ready to. I was just gonna say, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm still gonna say Tommy Boy. Okay. Well, welcome back. Here's my question for you, though. With a Indiana Jones type Bethesda game, how are they going to differentiate themselves from Uncharted, which is essentially Indiana Jones, the video game? What are they going to do? Like, Uncharted does everything you basically just told me. It's a phenomenal third-person game, riveting story. The gameplay, no 200-hour game, that's for sure. But, like, what do they need to do? Do we need to have decisions? Do we need to have branching stories, factions you align with? Like, where do you add in that Bethesda magic on top of a pretty standard? I think everybody knows what they want. How do they pull that off? Todd's listening, by the way. Todd Howard called me 5 minutes ago. 30 minutes ago, and said, "When are you guys recording?" He's listening.
It's interesting because Todd Howard is the lore master. Literally, that's one of his titles. He's the lore master for Elder Scrolls. One of the lore masters, forgive me. And, when it's his imagination and it's his project and it's him doing something and there's not a whole ton of source material and like, or they're adapting source material or whatever, he's really good. This story is already a beloved story with a beloved character. So how does Bethesda, how do they make it not be Uncharted? Uncharted, if I remember correctly, because I have never played Uncharted. I know of it, Nathan Drake and all that stuff. That was kind of it was kind of dark at times, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. There was lighthearted moments, but there was a significant amount of murdering, betrayals. Yeah, absolutely. It wasn't always happy.
Okay.
And dark tones,
I feel like,
taking over the world kind of stuff.
I feel like if Bethesda, but I don't want that. I don't want that to be the game that I buy. I don't want it to be.
Do you think the Indiana Jones game you have to play as Indiana Jones? Could you be mentored by Indiana Jones? Or
I was going to say maybe it's a passing of the torch situation.
You are Indiana Jones Jr. And your dad is old and he's gone missing and you have to find him, just like in Fallout 3, and 700 hours later you're like, oh yeah, I forgot what I was doing.
Oh my god.
I don't know if it has to have Indiana Jones. And those are big shoes to fill, because yes, you have your set pieces from Last Crusade and Temple of Doom, blah blah blah, whatever. But like, you're going to have the boulder chase scene, but if the game is just you being chased by boulders over and over again, you and I both know it's not going to last very long.
Right. I gotcha. I don't know, man. I don't know what they're going to do to make it special. Maybe they'll just make it overly cheesy and like it'll just be like nah, 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 all the time. I don't know.
Every time you punch a guy and throw him out a window, your guy goes, "No ticket." Every single time, even when it doesn't make sense.
what is a dynamic that Nathan Drake didn't have? I mean, there's like some classic archetypes. There's some classic story types. Fish out of water. You know,
He was a
guy
suave.
going.
Nathan Drake was a suave adventurer. He had everything going for him. He was good looking, smart. He always got out of. He talked his way out of a lot of situations. He was with a lot of different girls. He was a ladies' man. He got it done.
Yeah, he got it done.
Uncharted, yeah, that's why they call it Uncharted.
I don't know, man. That's tough, but I feel like Indiana Jones is like the OG. So even though it may not have had a game right away, I feel like I don't know. I feel like an Indiana Jones game is an Indiana Jones game. Even if Nathan Drake wants to be Indiana Jones, he never will be. Nathan Drake is Nathan Drake. I don't know. Maybe it's our fault. Do we have to draw comparisons between the two of
No,
them?
I'm just saying that I wonder, this is a tall order because he's a little long in the tooth, but he is a beloved franchise. We haven't had a very good Indiana Jones game in really ever. There's a couple 3D. There were a couple ones that came out on PlayStation that were okay, but nothing along the lines of like when I think Bethesda, these epic adventures. I think crafting systems. I think multiple NPCs, quests, factions, giant exploration, building up starting with nothing and building up a community or a castle or a town. I don't Indiana Jones doesn't fit the bill in any of that. He's just he was very one-minded. I'm going to get a treasure, and the movie was he would get the treasure or not, and the movie would be over.
Right.
That's all you have to go on. There's not a lot of lore behind this guy. So I don't know. I think it's a tall order. I don't know. I think they would have been better served to just make a generic action adventure game. I guess I question why they felt they had to align themselves to get this branding with Indiana Jones specifically. I don't understand that.
And maybe we're way off. Maybe we start as like maybe we start, maybe it's not a passing of the torch situation. Maybe we start in like the 30s or 40s and we are young Indiana Jones and it's like a coming of age thing and he
Okay.
doesn't necessarily go to the Temple of Doom or whatever. He doesn't necessarily go those places where we know that he canonically we know he has been.
Right.
Maybe we have adventures of our own and we're going to meet diverse characters that we haven't been introduced to yet and they're going to send us to different far reaches of the world like
Yeah.
and this is kind of it's like bringing all this stuff to my mind. Todd Howard is so good at like making fun side quests. He really is. He's the king of the side quest. He's the king of the fetch quests. Like, who knows where these, sending us to the East Orient or sending us to the middle of the Kalahari Desert. You don't know. You don't know where these different story arcs are going to take Indy in this open world, and he can go anywhere, and there's planes and all this other stuff. How cool, pan in from 35,000 feet. You come in and you level out at the top of, a 7-story sand dune. Indy, his entourage, they're riding camels. They come upon this temple, flash scene, enter, sounds, mummy. I don't know, man. It's just, I'm getting excited now thinking about all the possibilities. I think I can't wait to find out more. That's all I know. Sorry, I didn't mean to
No,
go there.
this is the stuff I want to hear about. I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious because I've been thinking about this today, and I don't know if I have an answer either. Knowing how long these games take to develop, you're probably not going to see a lot about it for a while. Clearly, Starfield and Elder Scrolls have to be in their priority. I would be shocked if this game came out prior to either of those games, unless Machine Gun Games is really taking a major, major step into this. In which case, you can free up Todd's like core Bethesda Softworks like core unit to continue on these two franchises. But Bethesda is a big studio, and the one piece we didn't talk about yet is the Xbox hook. Obviously backed by Xbox now. Do you think that Microsoft's going to throw people at this? One, and two, is this going to be an Xbox exclusive?
I mean, it's
And are people going to rage if it is?
people, man, that's interesting.
Because you remember when Avengers came out, they had this Spider-Man, which still hasn't come out yet. When people found out Spider-Man wasn't going to be on Xbox, the world stopped turning. Turned out the game was trash and nobody cared, but boy, oh boy, were people pissy. So you want to take Indiana Jones, this gem, this all these iconic memories you had just mentioned, and say, sorry, Charlie, you got to play it on the Xbox. That's a tough sell.
I don't think that I don't think that Disney or Lucas would do that. I don't feel like they're going to, I mean, the PlayStation has been pretty good to other Disney video games, i.e., well, I don't even have to say it. You know what I'm talking about. You know, to just say, hey, Sony, thanks for the memories.
That's what I mean. So
I don't think that that's going to happen. I don't. I'm just going to go out and say it. I do not see this as being an Xbox exclusive.
okay,
I don't.
okay.
Maybe timed exclusive, but not a year.
I wonder if there's a reason that it is made by Bethesda and not by Xbox. I wonder if that's the way they kind of get around that, because I know Xbox bought them, but they didn't buy ZeniMax. They own them. They don't own them. They're together. They're not. Whatever. Like,
Wait,
they're the boss.
wait. Xbox did buy ZeniMax, I thought. Xbox acquired ZeniMax.
I don't think Xbox. I'm gonna look it up right now. I don't think so, because let me look. Xbox buys.
So did they own Arcane and all that stuff?
They
Because
do,
Arcane
but
all that
that's.
stuff is owned by ZeniMax.
Oh, nope, you're correct. Microsoft has acquired ZeniMax Media and
Yes.
publisher Bethesda Softworks, both for. Okay.
They bought the whole thing.
Okay,
Because
so.
without ZeniMax, dude, that $8 billion price tag doesn't make sense.
All right, so here's what I'm saying, though. Okay, knowing that's true, that they are really one and the same now. The news didn't come out to say Xbox is making a Indiana Jones game. They said Bethesda is. It's not us, it's them. Maybe that's
Right.
so. You might be right. I don't know. That's where my mind immediately went, and I was like, that's a really big pickup if true. Because wow, like we've said on this show since the beginning, Xbox needs exclusives. This is a pretty big one if they can pull it off, and I think Todd
Yeah.
Howard's the right guy to do it.
Yeah. I mean, Disney needs money right now. So I imagine licensing something out like this was probably pretty lucrative. Microsoft's the one with the money. So you've
Yeah.
got a point. You've got a point. You do. And Bob Chapek, the new CEO of Disney, he's all about IP. He's getting rid of a lot of the, different kind of less Disney stuff that's not focused around IP. He's getting rid of that to make room to shove IP in your face. So, I mean, this is an extremely valuable IP that they're in possession of. I mean, hey, why not take advantage of it, right?
I put in a bid for a lesser known Disney IP that you and I can make a game on. We'll see. I put $30 towards Pinocchio the game. So I know it's not a lot of money, but I felt like you said there's a fire sale on really crappy, like everything, and I was like, shit, let's go. So Pinocchio, we might get it. If we get it, War Never Changes proudly presents Pinocchio the game. We have no coding skills whatsoever, but $30, Disney, you get. Come on, you want to sink or swim? I'm not going to your parks anytime soon.
Our Pinocchio game is going to be an adult adventure game, and it's pretty much just Pinocchio standing behind a lady telling lies.
Jesus, just blows through her. God. Okay, well, I wasn't gonna go that dark, but sure. It remains to be seen. I'm just saying, if Disney is in fact hurting, which we know they are, there's probably some really low, like D tier characters we might be able to scoop up for a pretty penny.
They just canceled their bus service, man. They're hurt
They're
bad.
hurt. No more buses. That's yeah. Okay. Last topic I had is actually about Nintendo Switch. Believe it or not, the Nintendo Switch. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. We got a 7-minute gameplay trailer today. I lost my mind. My question for you, first of all, did you play Super Mario 3D World on your Wii U when it came out years ago?
I never owned the Wii U.
So this is new to you then. Okay, very cool. All right. So it's got 4 playable characters: Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Toad. They all have special powers or like abilities. Like Luigi does the floaty thing where he jumps. Toad runs really fast. Peach can float. Mario's a pimp. I don't know. Mario doesn't have any special powers. He's just Mario. There are tons and tons of variants. This is the game that introduced Cat Mario, if you remember Cat Mario. Do you remember Cat Mario?
Yes.
Cat Mario, Fire Mario, Tanuki Mario, Boomerang Mario. You can put boxes on your head and turn into a cannon. You could throw baseballs. You could put a box on your head that's a propeller, a coin box. You could hold a piranha plant in front of you and use it to like bite enemies. It now offers online multiplayer support, so you can play with a friend. It has photo mode with stamps and filters and all these crazy things you can add on. And that's just the core game. That's already been around for a while. I played it. I enjoyed it. I loved it. It was a phenomenal experience. Rachel and I had a blast playing it. So I'm like, okay, quit remastering the same old crappy games. Like not crappy, but quit remastering stuff. Make something new, right? Like give us Odyssey 2. Give us something. We just had that really crappy port of the old Mario games that came out, that 3-pack. Give us something new.
Like Breath of the Wild 2?
Like anything, yeah. Like Kid Icarus, like Metroid, like Pilot Wings, like F-Zero, like anything. Anything. We're dying over here.
Nintendo, no one wants a new Kid Icarus.
Don't listen to Phil. He's a liar. He's turning down room service. Don't listen to him. He can't be. He's a shady fellow. Because you're in that room for 5 days. Sir, it smells like honey mustard in there. Damn! Sir, we need to inspect the room. By law, you've been in there for 3 weeks and it reeks. Dewey! Anyways. All right, so here's where it gets interesting. The core game, phenomenal. Like I said, I'm not excited about a direct, just up-res, whatever. But they've added a new mode called Bowser's Fury. And from what I can gather, it's a new single map, just a giant map. I don't know how big open world is. I mean, don't think like Valhalla size or anything, but big. And it offers essentially a day-night cycle. And at night, Bowser comes out, and he's like Godzilla Bowser. He's huge. He's like 30 stories tall. He comes out of the water like a giant like Godzilla monster, plows around the island. When he does, he shoots fire at you. The world changes. Like he'll punch through buildings and he'll like blow stuff up. It's going to open up new areas for you to check out. After which you can gain enough power and grow into Super Cat Mario and fight him. And the trailer ends with giant like 30-foot Cat Mario and like 30-foot Bowser like running at each other, and it's like so I don't know. That's what I gathered from this. I'm all in, man. Give me some, even if it's like a 30-minute adventure. The idea that they're willing to like dabble with potentially levels that change, like day-night type cycle, I'm all in. I'm excited. And that comes out in February. And that's probably the last Switch game we're going to get. Ever. No, I don't know. Go out with a bang, baby.
Cat Mario. Meow.
Well, it was no Nintendo Direct. It was a 7-minute video dedicated to it, which was great. And it basically, I just touched through all the bullet points there. The online multiplayer sounds nice. I can't really think of other times we had a good online multiplayer Mario experience and like a level-based adventure. And I am really intrigued by this Bowser's Fury mode. It seems like it's a good test of kind of like, maybe if people like that, they'll dabble a little more into maybe open world-esque Mario stuff. Maybe.
Maybe, baby. I don't know. Sounds dumb. I'll play it with you, though.
How can that what part of everything I just said sounds dumb? The end part where he's giant Mario?
30-foot Cat Mario. Dude, Cat Mario is stupid.
It's not stupid.
That's a proud Italian man. He's a blue-collar working guy, okay? What plumbers do you know are walking around dressed like cats?
Well, the guy that knocked at your door, apparently.
Just stop. 30-foot Cat Mario.
My question is Mario 30 feet tall and then he gets into a cat suit that is also 30 feet tall? Or does he somehow morph into a giant cat creature?
It's the reverse Hulk Paul.
That's what I mean. Like, how is logistically this all happening? And it's weird. Yeah, I will admit that Cat Mario in of itself is kind of bonkers. But it did add some great gameplay mechanics. You had a hover ability. You could climb up walls. You could paw the Goombas. And they're coming out with new amiibos, which as you know, I'm a big amiibo collector, so I am very excited for this. Yeah.
I'm excited to play Mario multiplayer with you.
Yeah,
That could be fun. I want to throw a Goomba at you.
well, here's the only thing that sucks, and you and I both know the Nintendo Online service is trash. So the voice chat is probably not going to happen. So it's going to be like one of these, like, hey Phil, you play. Like, we're not going to be able to, like, I don't know. I worked really hard at making you get a headset, when we first started getting serious playing games together. I feel like this is a step back to phone. So we're going to have to figure this might be, I know you got that shiny new MacBook of yours. Maybe we're going to have to figure out how to get you on Discord or TeamSpeak, and you're going to be able to talk like a big boy.
My Steel Series came with a cord to plug directly into the Switch.
Yeah, it's not the fact that you can't connect to the Switch. It's the Switch Online service doesn't really support voice chat. It doesn't. They don't have partying. It's an app you download on your phone. You have to put all these cables everywhere. It's not like PlayStation or Xbox where like we join a lobby together.
No, I get it. It's just my Steel Series will connect to my phone wirelessly, so I can call you and have you in my voice chat and use the microphone to talk to you, but I'll also hear the game because I have the audio mix.
So since I don't have that, screw me, basically. So I have to like put my AirPods in, then put my headphones over, call you on the air, like 10 headsets. I'll be like, yo, Phil, hold on, I gotta like plug all these things in. And like, yeah, go ahead, man, I'm ready. Let's play some Mario, bro.
Dude, it sounds like you need a fancy new pair of planar magnetic headphones there, guy.
Yeah, man. I mean, come on. They're on Amazon now. Odyssey's on Amazon. I'm waiting for you to bite. I feel like one day you're going to text me and say, you know what, bro? I did it. I bought them. I feel like...
No. Nope.
I feel like it.
Nope. I'm no longer interested. I'm waiting for SteelSeries Arctis 9P to be announced.
Whoa. Okay.
And then you're screwed because you're going to have to go buy them.
Oh, screwed. You're screwed. I like the 7Ps. I mean, I'm always in the market for new stuff.
Out with the 9Ps, you're going to want the 9Ps. I know you.
I like tech. Yeah, I mean, I've had these Sennheiser 598s that I'm wearing now for 5 years, and every day I'm like, maybe I should get new headphones. But I love these headphones. I'm like, I'll wear these till I die. But like, maybe I should get new headphones. If they're open, like these are open, I could hear my own voice. I could hear things around me. Then yeah, sold. Give me a good pair of open gaming headphones, and you got my money.
You don't like the noise canceling, huh?
No, I don't like active noise canceling, and I don't like not being able to hear around me, because when I'm talking to you, I feel like I'm underwater, and I like to hear my voice. I like to hear around me. It feels weird to talk but not hear it back.
I always knew you liked the sound of your own voice.
I do. I stand in the corner right over there where the acoustics are phenomenal, and I just talk to myself, and it's like me in surround sound, and just me because I'm not looking at anybody. It's phenomenal.
This is Jim in the corner. Jim.
Housekeeping. Well, sir, that's all I had for this week. I thought those are some pretty hot topics. Anything? I know you haven't been playing a lot. We were going to play last night. Maybe we'll try again later. Get back into Warzone maybe. Play some Halo. I don't know. You tell me.
We're going to play Warzone.
Have you been playing anything? Like, what have you been doing the last, 2 weeks? I know you're on vacation. You came back, whatever. But, what have you been doing since then? Any games?
Yeah, I've been playing Call of Duty with you, and I played Cyberpunk.
Oh, okay. That's what I wanted to ask you. I mean, Call of Duty, obviously, I know that. But, so Cyberpunk, you're still going strong? You're still into it?
Well, they put out a couple patches while I was gone, so I got back into it and I was playing it, and it's a lot less buggy than I left it. It's still not perfect, but there's this really fun thing where I'm driving down the road and all of a sudden my car doesn't make noise anymore, and it's just like, I was like, it's like, and then it's like, what the fuck? And it's like, and it's like my car's dying, but I'm still moving at full speed. It's like, why is this game so broken?
Are the graphics like decent? Like, is it the same thing where you see like the same two character models like over and over again, or does it actually look like
Yeah.
a real city?
No, it's not densely populated at all. It's kind of a joke, but whatever, man. You've been telling me for over a year to get a gaming rig, and I keep wanting to do it, and then I don't pull the trigger, and I buy something else I don't need.
Like a MacBook. Did you... exactly. Dude, I got great news. I bought a laptop. What'd you get? A MacBook. Oh. No, I'm just kidding. I had a MacBook. I told you I had a MacBook for years. Back in early 2000s, I had a MacBook. I loved it. I did a lot of video editing on it, and it was just a nice, fun little word processor, and it was great. Couldn't really play games on it though. That's a problem. It just doesn't have a lot of power. But that's not picking on MacBook. That's just laptops in general. They're not really meant for that, you know.
Yeah.
All right,
I
man.
might just
Yeah.
maybe I'll just buy a pre-built gaming rig. Like I saw an advertisement the other day. I saw an
There's a lot
advertisement
of
the
good
other day when we
companies
were
out there.
watching Awesome Games Done Quick that there's a GTX 3090 pre-built out there that I think like the I think it was like a Wolf
Oh yeah, the grand prize. I think it was Red Wolf Gaming. Yeah, there's a lot of companies that do that. iBuyPower's a good one. Alienware by Dell does that. Um, Falcon Gaming. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, throw a rock, you're gonna hit 10 of them. Yeah, there's a lot of companies that you just call and say, hey, I want a computer that runs like this game at like this frame per second. Like, do it, and they will. They're not cheap. You know, you're going to pay for that convenience. I mean, I was very fortunate. My friends are incredibly intelligent, much smarter than I. And I bought my tax was I bought pizza.
and
I had Matt and Kevin come over
and
and they built it and I fed them. And then Wes came over. Didn't help, but he ate pizza. But that's okay because I love Wes. And they built my computer for me. It was great.
oh, Wes.
It worked out really well, and it cost me $20 in pizza, and they put it all together, and it runs. Everybody brought all these special little tools and whatever, and I just sat there and I'm like, "Can I play my games now?" And I did. So thanks,
I was looking at
guys.
monitors the other day.
Yeah,
I was looking at gaming monitors, and I don't know what I need. I want something super.
I am ready
Uh,
to upgrade. I don't want to say upgrade. I love my monitor. I love it. It's ultra wide. It's beautiful. I miss HDR. I didn't get HDR on my monitor. I know it's an active decision I made. I'd really like it, but we'll see.
Jim, is your monitor an ultra wide?
It is.
Oh,
Oh,
I didn't know that. Neither did any of these people.
we call ourselves the see this is the percent. I'm the 1% PC master race, 1% ultra wide master race. Now they do make a super ultra wide, but that's just crazy. Who's got time for that?
Bro, there's an elite club that you're not in.
It's like the 1% of the 1% of the 1%. That's a very small percent. Well, sir, listen. It's been a treat talking to you. I am glad that you are doing well. We will definitely play some games here later tonight. Hopefully, everything's downloaded and updated. We'll try again. Hopefully, I can hear every like fifth word you're saying because yesterday was kind of rough.
Yeah.
But you never know. I mean, you know, the truth is with Warzone, with the amount of camping we do, we probably don't have to talk much anyway because we're just going to be sitting in a house waiting for the circle.
This is Jim and I. This is Jim and I playing Call of Duty. Fuck. Through the microphone. Through the headphones, I hear, he in the corner. Fuck you, Jim. That's us. That's us. Like, oh, and then just me screaming.
You
Like,
do
if
yell
you had
quite a bit for unknown reasons, and it is funny.
if you had to put like I forget the subtitles, it would just be when it looked at me, it would just be inarticulate yelling.
Yeah, I like a lot of times you yell, and I'm like, what are you yelling? Like you're just standing next to me, like it seems like everything's fine, but clearly there's some major war going on that I don't see.
Bro, I don't think I've ever done that while just standing next
I
to you.
think you've yelled before. Raged. Maybe you have like a rage timer. Because I know this weekend, I think actually the next day or two, Call of Duty is doing free zombies mode, which is awesome. And they're doing cranked zombies. So you got to kill them fast or you die. So, which is good because we need it. we clearly can't get very far in that game when they like summon like 90 of them.
Yeah. This is me and Jim playing zombies, pretending that neither of us is terrified, but we're both terrified.
Dude, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. It is kind of horrifying. I mean, in a weird way, but like, I mean, I get the game, but I think they just look so realistic, and there's a lot of jump scares to me at least, because they're
Yeah.
just. I'm constantly at the mini map. I'm trying to reload. I'm running around in circles. I'm trying to res you. It's a whole thing.
Bro, stop. I resed you like 90 times last time we played.
Like, ah, damn, he got me. I'm like, yeah, Phil, when you stand in the poop, guess what happens, bro? You die.
Uh, all all right, put me in my little box and let's get out of here. These people have places to be. Like, who are we kidding? They fucking left us like 50 minutes ago. Thanks for sticking around, guys. Much like I never let any strangers into my hotel room, war also never changes. We'll see you next week.